to watch Micah Parsons on the other side of the ball for the Cowboys when the Cowboys beat the Giants in New York Monday night of this week. He later tweeted out that Parsons was special and he can't wait to see everything Parsons achieves. Shannon, what do you make of LT tweeting this out after watching Micah Parsons?
It's a nice sign of respect. LT sees what he sees. The kid has talent. He can rush. He can, turn speed to power, power to speed. He can bend the edges. He can drop in coverage. He's a complete package. And so I think this notion, because the Giants and Cowboys are in the same division, they were rivals for such a long time, that someone from one team can't play someone from another team. And LT has always been very respectful of his peers, especially when he played. And now he doesn't have a problem giving guys credit, be it they on the Eagles, they're on the Washington, they're on the Cowboys, or anybody. And so for me, but I tell you what I do know, I know LT. And I know LT left that game saying, I'm the best player. I'm not worried about somebody passing me in the very near future for being the best player in the NFL history.
I agree with that.
So that's what I do know. But Micah is only in his second year. I thought it was too much too soon to start the comparison between LT. We've never seen somebody in their second year, no matter how great they were, get compared. So whomever you thought the best receiver was, they never said they Jerry Rice. Nobody in their second year never said, well, okay, at the time of Joe. No, so even in the second year, you're not going to get that comparison to a historically great player. Even the best left tackles, they didn't get he might be Munoz.
Yep.
Many regard Munoz, 9-time first-team All-Pro, injuries kind of cut short his career, if you can believe that. But Micah is special. LT has no problem whatsoever, even though he's a Giant legend. It's funny, he's a Giant, and he played with the Giants.
Yep.
Giving Micah his credit, deservedly so.
Okay.
But LT knows, I'm still on the final page. I'm still the last verse that's written when it comes to great defensive players.
That is a fact.
I'm it.
He does know that. I think he was tweeting from a position of strength because he knew that you knew, that I knew, that you knew, that he knew that Micah didn't have the greatest game the other night and posed zero threat to the legend of Lawrence Taylor as he sat up on high watching him for the first time live. So he was fully capable and fully engaged in voluntarily tweeting. This wasn't like an interview where you get asked about it. You have to actually go turn on your computer or turn your phone on or whatever you're doing with it. And you have to go on your Twitter account and you have to voluntarily post that he's special. Can't wait to see everything you achieve, young man. God bless. Okay, it's great. It's also a little bit of a humble brag from him because he knows that the world is thinking, no, not yet. Maybe not ever, right, after Monday night.
Right.
But I do appreciate it. It almost came across as a paternal tweet to me.
Right.
It's paying some respect, but it's kind of patting him on the head a little bit and say, you know what, someday you might be something. You got potential. It felt more like you got potential to be special. He'd also been asked after the game, somebody did an interview and asked him, and he said, he's playing pretty well. This is a quote. But let's see if he can keep it up for daggone 13 years. Well, that is the truth, because you can speak to that. It's hard to keep it up for 13. Didn't you play for? I played 14.
But here's the thing, though, Skip, because like you said, you see what they started doing when Tampa. He got those 2 sacks, they started chipping. And then all of a sudden,
all right. So now let me get to the point about Micah in the game on Monday Night Television. I thought the Giants paid him ultimate respect. I thought they paid him LT-ish respect because they didn't just chip him. I saw a lot of plays where they had 2 men blocking it, 2 offensive linemen blocking him, sometimes a tight end on that side, but 2 real live blockers were dealing with him. And sometimes it was 2 plus a chip, where they just flat out had game planned. You just know in their meeting room, they had declared, they had vowed, 11 will not beat us. He will not take this game over, and they effectively took him out of the game. He got loose a couple times and got to hit Daniel Jones a couple times.
I still like the effort, because even though he was getting double-teamed, he was still unrelentless. And you can win with that. You can win with that.
I am 1,000% with you. Remember, he did have some kind of flu all week. He did not have COVID, at least that's what they said, but he had a flu. He couldn't practice. He posted the meme or the gif of the flu game,
Right.
the Jordan flu game, which I didn't love because it just puts you up on a pedestal that you can't live up to.
Right.
Because you can't do that.
Right.
You don't even play the kind of game that allows you to do what he does.
Correct.
But the point was, his stamina was in question for this game.
Yeah.
So they kept taking him out for a few plays at a time because he just didn't have the stamina.
That's the hardest thing, Skip, when you don't practice because you don't get the running in. And so now all of a sudden, he played last Sunday, and so now I'm going basically 8 days before I do any significant running. Yeah, oh yeah, you feel that.
Yeah. Plus, if you have any kind of upper respiratory
Yes, of course.
congestion, that takes it away.
Absolutely.
Michael, in the flu game, as we found out in The Last Dance from the great Tim Grover, didn't have upper respiratory kind of flu.
He just had some stomach.
He just had the overnight
Bug.
like bug, where it comes like hell and then it goes.
Yeah, because
Suddenly
he
it
said
just goes away.
Tim Grover said he believed he had food poisoning at the pizza.
All right, so you're gonna lose it all. You know, you're gonna get it all out of your system, but it will come and it will go very quickly. So it's possible that by game time, maybe by halftime, you're starting to feel like yourself again because you didn't really miss much. It just went overnight.
And this is why a lot of celebrities or entertainers, famous people, athletes, Skip, they go by aliases. So if I get room service, you're not doctoring my food. I'm John Doe. I have an alias. I mean, most of the guys, because I didn't get y'all order room service. I don't want you monkeying around with my food.
Well, I wondered. I think Tim said they didn't have an alias.
No, I think the thing is they ordered the pizza. Didn't they order
It was
it
out?
Right.
They didn't order it from because if you order inside, they are going to know who you are.
Right.
It's going to be hard to have an alias.
You just put an alias down there.
Yeah.
So when they check in, I mean, I'm sure Troy and Emmett and Mike, all those guys had aliases.
Right. So the point was, there were numerous times they pulled Micah, which drives me out of my mind. They pulled him back off the line of scrimmage and set him up at just an inside linebacker because it took a little pressure off. Where you could take a deep breath and just kind of cover.
Let it take a breath. Hey, you got hooked flat, bro.
Right. That's it. So in the end, I do believe LT is certainly football bright enough, high IQ, that he got the fact he's watching that the Giants are sending the house at number 11, and it opened the door for DeMarcus Lawrence to have not one or two. He had 3 sacks, and he's not, at this stage in age, a sack artist, but he got 3. In part, maybe large part, because of number 11.
Right.
And Dorrance Armstrong got a sack in part, maybe large part, because of number 11. And Donovan Wilson, off a blitz, got a sack, a big-time sack, in part because the whole focus is on 11's not going to wreck the game.
Yeah,
right?
And that's what you got to Skip. That's the ultimate sign of respect when they come in and says, okay, coordinator, a position, explain it, and they circle number 11. This guy will not wreck our offense.
He will not wreck us. And they did a good job of doing that.
So I'm building everything I do is to find a way to block him.
The one beauty of my football team is my team's pretty deep in the rush.
Well, yeah, and that's what DQ was saying. Like, hey, guys, look, Michael's going to get more times moving forward. He's going to get double. We've got to win one-on-one battle. D-Law, if you get one-on-one, you got to win. Armstrong, you get one-on-one, you got to win. Diggy
Zua.
Ziggy Zua. You get one-on-one, we've got to win one-on-one battles.
Sam Williams, that Ole Miss rookie, he flashes a little bit for me. He can bend a little bit off the edge. He can get free and get home. And all of a sudden, when Neville Gallimore can slither up the middle, all of a sudden they're coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Dorrance Armstrong, they gave him some money. I'm not saying he's a life changer, but he's pretty good.
Well, considering that he's playing alongside another great player, his numbers should be really good because he's going to get the lion's share of the line sliding towards 11, and I'm getting one-on-one. You got to beat one-on-one. You can't be one-on-one. You either coaching or selling cars. It's as simple as that. Forget the position, Skip. If you're a wide receiver and you can't beat one-on-one, Mike used to tell myself, Ed, and Rod, if you can't be one-on-one, you selling cars or coaching. My staff is full. Hey, John, you hired at the car dealership? No, I'm good, coach. Okay, you out of a job.
Got to.
D-line, you can't be.
I agree. All the way across the ball, one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one.
You got to win.
3-on-1.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm sure LT stroked his chin up there thinking, you know what? He did have impact on this football game.
Let me tell you what LT did. Knowing him like I know him, seeing in the hall, took a big old drag of that cigar. I'm still him.
Okay. And I'm with that.
I'm still him.
I got it.
Yeah.
But this kid's got huge potential.
Oh, yeah, huge. Ooh. Oh, he has the ability to be a generational talent.
He does.
He could be what we talk about Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
that block.
It's a different package.
It's a different package, but he does. He can impact the game like that.
And
it's going to be very disappointing, Skip, if he doesn't have a Defensive Player of the Year or multiple Defensive Player of the Year on his resume by the time he's done.
He won three.
and an MVP.
And I think he was 10 times first-team All-Pro.
He was eight in a row. Eight first team in his first 10 years, and then he won. Let this sink in. He was defensive rookie of the year and defensive player of the year in the same season.
Okay. So in the end, I'm going to reiterate one more time. My team will go as far as number 11, and that defense takes my team.
Right.
That it's going to boil down to that.
Okay. You guys score some points. You have to get more than 20, Skip.
Maybe not.
No, you're going to have some games where you're going to be off. Even the 2000 Ravens, there was a game or two where we had to score 30.
Really?
Yeah. I think we beat Jacksonville 39-36 the second game of the season.
They got 36 points on Ray Lewis and company?
They did.
Boy,
Jimmy Smith had 291 receiving yards.
I think you should have gone in the locker room after that game and said, hey, to the defense, what's up?
Nah. It was the fourth thing. But after that, Skip, I think we pitched like 3 shutouts in the next 6 games.
Okay.
They more than made up for it.
I was
Skip,
there in your playoff
By the way,
run,
opposing defenses are game planning for Micah